Okay, I will presenting my slide now. So today we will learn about characteristics of predominant microorganism in food. So basically yang you guys pernah dengar microbes, bakteria apa yang associated with food? Anybody?
E. coli.
E. coli, okay, good. What else?
Salmonella.
Salmonella. But, okay, E. coli usually come from where? The source of the infection. Nobody knows. What about
Water.
Pardon?
Water.
Water, yes, correct. What about salmonella?
From the ground, I guess.
Correct, but usually it's from chicken or eggs. Okay, salmonella associated with chicken and eggs. Okay, but how do we know the characteristic of that microorganism? For example, E. coli and salmonella. Do they have the same characteristics? No, right? Because
No.
yes, because they are from from different species, right? Okay, so today we learn about basically a little about them. Okay, sebab kalau nak cover everything memang tak cukup. Okay, so there are several types and species of bacteria, yeast, molds, and viruses. So there are some important microbes that can cause foodborne disease, food spoilage, and also they can be used to produce food or food ingredient. Some of them are considered food grade. And do you know that we even consume bacteria now? Do you know about it? I'm not talking about yogurt. I'm talking about apa nama ni, the intestinal tract punya microbes. Do you know?
Lactobacillus.
Yes, lactobacillus. But some of the patient with some gastrointestinal tract disease are treated with katalah apa nama ni, a person that are very very good with their gastrointestinal tract microbes. They will culture the bacteria from the gastrointestinal tract, and then the microbe will be donate to the person that is sick. You ever heard about it? Instead of donate blood, we donate the microbes. Okay, so it kind of yucky sikit because it is from the feces. Okay, but they culture the bacteria and the bacteria will be given to that person that is sick. That is, they have the maybe some gastrointestinal tract yang sakit lah, yang rosak maybe. Okay. So food poisoning cases in Malaysia, we will see one by one here. I've give here 3 example of cases here. The first case is, let me share with you. Okay, food poisoning sickens 60 and kills 2 in Malaysia. Salmonella confirmed. So this is from infection from salmonella, okay? So dua orang mati. So this is a very huge case in 2018, okay? So this case happened in Kedah, including Baling district, 5 from Sik and 3 from Kulim. So it is from Laksa, premises that soil Laksa. Premises that soil Laksa, so were positive with Salmonella species. So Laksa purchased from one location in Kupang, a town in Kedah, in the Baling district. Laksa, so ni kita tahu lah Laksa macam mana. So the paper describe about Laksa is a noodle soup. Okay, and then KKM is waiting for result from the food sample that has been sent to laboratory for analysis. Okay, for another cases that 14,433 cases of food poisoning in the country in 2016. Okay, so banyak case food poisoning. Salmonellosis is a disease caused by bacteria Salmonella. Symptom of infection usually appear 12 to 72 hours after infection, including fever, abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, and sometimes vomiting. And then the second case is, siapa pernah makan puding buih? Have you ever heard about puding buih? Bubble pudding.
No, doctor.
So this is puding buih. Okay. So this is puding buih. This case happened in Terengganu, where the infection of the cause, the food poisoning come from the egg. Okay. Spoiled puding buih was consumed around May 2020 by those who reported adverse effect from it. The pudding affected around 20 families. Okay. And then mild symptom like stomach ache and diarrhea. However, one person admitted to ICU and this declared stable afterwards. Okay. So it happened in Terengganu. So because of the egg, spoiled egg in the pudding. Because when they do the pudding buih, they heat the egg not up to the correct temperature because they want the bubble on the pudding. Okay. Okay, and then the third case is nasi lemak. Okay. Siapa tak pernah tengok nasi lemak? Siapa tak pernah makan nasi lemak? Ada orang tak pernah makan nasi lemak ke? Semua pernah makan nasi lemak? Okay. At Malay Dignity Congress, caused food poisoning that affected 197 participants. Okay. And then food sample taken at the location of the event. So all victims were university students who ate nasi lemak when they arrived for the program at the morning of the event. Okay. So had symptom of diarrhea, vomiting, followed with emergency team was sent to the location. Okay. That is for Malaysia punya cases. And then we move forward to world cases. Okay, beside bacteria, there also news, current news. Okay, fake oil scandal that caused Spain's worst food poisoning epidemic in 1981. Okay, yang ni dia tak guna bakteria, dia tak ada kaitan dengan bakteria, but I want to share with you 40 years ago, food poisoning of during 40 years ago, mass rapeseed oil poisoning. So the outbreak of toxic oil syndrome took place in Spain in 1981. So consumption of rapeseed cooking oil that denatured with aniline 2%. Okay, and then illegally sold as olive oil. So sebenarnya adalah rapeseed oil yang ada 2% lean, but then they claim as olive oil, okay? And then mostly sold to mostly street market, and then spreading to other areas in Madrid, okay? Symptoms range from lung failure, limb deformation, destruction of the immune body system. Okay, many survivors were crippled for life. Okay, 100,000 individuals were exposed and clinical disease occurred in 20,000 people, 10,000 hospitalized. Okay, 300 victims died. Okay, and many more were left with chronic disease. So this is the addition of chemical inside the olive oil. Okay, and next case, 40 minor death, 40 hospitalized after suspected food poisoning in Bihar. So undergoing treatment, 20 others undergoing treatment for stomach pain, dizziness and vomiting. So ada budak mati, and then 40 others including children were hospitalized due to suspected disease of food poisoning. And then ada loose motions, vomiting and other symptom of food poisoning. Okay, so we have a lot of cases of food poisoning. Okay. Have you ever had your own food poisoning case?
No, doctor.
Lucky you. Very lucky. Okay. Because I had my own version of food poisoning. Okay. At that time, I was my mother was cooking, prepared kerang tumis. And then in family, only me that experienced the food poisoning, and luckily I was managed to get to the hospital right on time. Okay. Okay, Nur Shafitri, can you share your experience as well? Nur Shafitri?
Hello, doctor. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It was when I was very small, so I don't really remember much. But I remember I go to hospital and then they put IV, something like that.
Okay,
It's
basically.
because we eat something like bakso, is it? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, bakso.
Mm.
Maybe from the meat, is it? Or water?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's so long ago that I forget already. It's just that I remember I go to hospital saja.
Okay. Asfabatrisha, is it? Asfabakia also experience food poisoning as well, right?
Yes, doctor.
So, when is it recently? Is it recently?
It was when 2018, after Raya.
What happened?
I was having a high fever sampai memang panas teruk, and then vomiting and having diarrhea almost every day.
Okay.
And then after that, I think dalam pukul 12 something, I woke up my sister because I feel like I'm dying with the fever. The fever is really unbearable. And then my sister just rushing to HKL. And then masuk tu doktor bagi ubat dulu sebab ramai sangat orang time tu. And then I was there sampai pukul 5 pagi, masuk air 3 kali.
Oh, okay. Very bad experience.
Yeah, very bad. Sebab even kat sana pun still sakit perut, berak, muntah apa semua. Very bad ya. Pukul 5 ke pukul 6 baru I balik rumah. Tu pun nasib tak kena hospitalize.
So do you know what is the source of your food poisoning?
I went to Raya punya open house dekat my kampung in Kelantan. And then masa tu makanan banyak and I banyak makan, I lah yang paling banyak makan among my family. And then my family pun kena and then my mum cakap dekat I yang ada juga orang kena hospitalized from the food yang diorang makan. The same with me.
Oh, okay. So, were you asked for bad experience during Raya?
Yeah, I got a sensitive stomach, so every time kalau makan benda yang tak elok, my stomach will react to it immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now we know that the basic symptom of the food poisoning is diarrhea and vomiting, and also sometimes fever, right? So, can we have some time for quizzes?
Okay,
Boleh tak?
okay.
Can you guys see the my screen now?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Sekejap. Ada orang baru masuk. Okay. I'll wait for you guys. Or should I copy the link and post it in the chat? I will copy and paste it in the chat as well. Okay. Can you guys join in? Okay. For those yang baru masuk, I have paste the link for quizzes in the chat box. Okay, ada lagi yang belum join? $28 people, We have 37, including me, 37 lah. Okay, mana yang lain? Okay, in 9:25 kita start. Oh, already 9:20. Okay, kita start sekarang. Nak cukupkan 30 ke? Okey, lagi masuk lagi. 57 semua. Sepuluh soalan je. Nak tengok you ada knowledge tak about food spoilage. Okay, kita start Okay, so far no free drive. First place Y, siapa cepat sikit Y? SM. Okay, finally. Okay. Siapa Y? Siapa Y? Tak mengaku. Susah ke soalan? Is it hard for you to answer? Oh, Y, Yohanis Yohanis. Congratulations, Yohanis. Okay. So, susah ke soalan?
Unexpected, doctor.
Expected. Okay. Okay, now we proceed with main group of microorganism in food safety. So we have spoilage non-spore forming bacteria, spoilage spore forming bacteria, pathogenic non-spore forming bacteria, pathogenic spore forming bacteria, yeast and mold, and also viruses and parasites. Okay, sekejap, ada orang baru masuk ke? So we will go to one by one, but not all. I cover not all lah basically. So we focus on certain microbes. Okay. So we have here spoilage non-spore forming bacteria. Okay. It will cause food spoilage. Okay. But it basically non-pathogenic. Okay. For example, here we have Bronchotrix, Canobacterium, Lactobacillus, Pedococcus, okay? And we focus on the Bronchotrix species. So it is a commonly spoilage organism of meat and meat products stored in chilled temperature. So we focus here on Thermospecta and Campestris, two species assigned to the genus of Bronchotrix. So Thermospecta ni predominant spoilage organism in pork, lamb, fish, fatty surfaces basically, chill, raw, processed product stored aerobically or under modified atmosphere. So you should know that it is gram-positive rod, non-sporing, non-motile, and facultative anaerobe. So there is no evidence to support that it is pathogenic. So kita tahu sama ada dia pathogenic atau tak. But it will cause spoilage. So it will produce undesirable volatile compounds such as stone, diacetyl or lactic acid and ethanol. So it can lead to formation of slime texture and uncured processed meat product. So sometimes bila contoh produk tu daging basically, kadang-kadang you pegang dengan sericin slimy. So it may be because of the bronchostrix species. Okay. So for spoilage, spore forming bacteria. So basically the spore forming bacteria usually highly thermoresistant. Okay, because when we in a food production, we usually use high heat. So the spore usually the spore must be resistant toward high temperature. Okay. Spore formers causing food spoilage are particularly important in low acid food. Okay, more than 4.6. The spore forming bacteria can be divided into two major groups, which is aerobic Bacillus species and the strict anaerobic Colistidium species. So kita tengok dekat Bacillus represent a large diverse set of bacteria that have one common yet distinctive feature, which is ability to make dormant endospores aerobically when challenged with unfavorable growth condition. So it is gram-positive and most of them are mesophile. Ingat lagi tak mesophile ni apa? Siapa tahu mesophile? Semua orang tak ingat?
Microbes in
Can live
neutral
in
temperature.
normal temperature.
Yes, microbe with normal temperature kan? Psychotropes and thermophiles. Okay, thermophiles apa?
Heat loving
High temperature.
High temperature, salah. Microbe that favors high temperature. Okay, that is correct. So kalau you jawab thermophile apa, high temperature dalam exam, saya terpaksa bagi markah kosong. So genus still contain about 80 species. Okay, it inhibits oil and dust. So many strain can produce extracellular enzyme that hydrolyze carbohydrate, proteins and lipid. So for this species, ada orang baru masuk. Okay, for this Bacillus species, we will focus on three subspecies. For example, Sporothermodurans, okay, produce high heat resistant spores that may survive at UHT treatment. UHT treatment, usually, where do you see the UHT label?
No, in the
Pardon?
susu.
Susu, yes, susu So kadang-kadang kita nampak orang ada kadang-kadang maybe ada case susu rosak. So maybe because of the Bacillus sporothermodurans. Okay, and then the second subspecies is Bacillus amylose liquefactions. Okay, known to be involved in roti bread. Roti bread ni rupa dia. Roti bread. Roti bread spoilage that is characterized by an unpleasant fruity odor followed by enzymatic degradation yielding soft, sticky and stringy. Nampak ada string kat situ. Stringy bread crumb making bread inedible. Nampak dia rosak kan texture roti. Okay, and then we have Bacillus Theorothermophilus. Okay, significant because of its role in food spoilage, mostly milk and dairy. So during the pasteurization process, this product dairy is often heated to temperature that denature the molecules of pathogenic bacteria. However, this bacteria ada heat tolerant enzyme and protein allowed it to survive the process of pasteurization tadi. So okay, another example is Colistidia. one of the largest bacterial classes, more than 150 validly described species. So we focus on Colistidium Botulism, Bederinki, and Pastorianum. Okay, Butyric anaerobes, and these three Colistidium species cause spoilage in low acid canned food. Okay, usually treated with spoilage of product with pH value of 3.9 and 4.5 producing blown can. So kalau nampak tin tu kembang ke, basically because of this bacteria. Okay, and then we have Clostridium porogens. Spoilage from this organism produce typical blown or burst specks with strong putrefacive odor. Okay, and then we move on to pathogenic non-spore forming bacteria. Pathogenic non-spore forming bacteria. So yang ni tak ada spore. So most relevant bacteria species in this group are Brucella species, Campylobacter species, Salmonella species, Yersinia species, Listeria, and E. coli species. Okay, involved in the most of the 4,362 foodborne outbreak registered in Europe in Union in 2015. So yang ni kita akan buat dalam Padlet. I already paste, you realize that I've pasted the link for Padlet in the e-learning, right? Ada perasan tak? Boleh buka e-learning tengok?
Ada, doktor.
Yes, okay, good. Okay. Now, we will focus for pathogenic non-spore forming bacteria onto 3 species bacteria. Sebab kalau kita cover banyak-banyak, nanti banyak pula you nak kena ingat. Okay, so we'll focus on the Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli species. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to spend 10 minutes to read through Salmonella, Listeria, or E. coli, or you can divide your own, you nak pilih yang mana-mana pun boleh. But then, for example, let's say I have added this one, the characteristic of Salmonella. I have put the picture of the Salmonella here. Okay, you can search and maybe click edit for characteristic for Listeria here. Okay, and then the symptom or the case of the outbreak that you find in the internet. Okay, I give you 10 minutes to search and complete this apa nama ni, boleh kata word cloud lah basically. Okay, time start now. Okay, if you have any problem, please ask me. Okay, time's up. 10 minutes, dah habis. Okay, as you can see here, you guys have put the symptom, the characteristic, and the outbreak as well. So, sekejap, comparison. Okay, we have Salmonella is gram-negative, Listeria is gram-positive rod, and E. coli is gram-negative rod shape. So, this is the figure. You can see it is a different type of bacteria and different cases of outbreak. Then here, saya nampak bagus juga CDC ada buat timeline link a case for Listeria infection of outbreak. Jom kita tengok jap. So from 2011 ni Listeriosis. Tak boleh besarkan lah. Okay, never mind, tak boleh besarkan. Nanti you guys boleh tengok lah. So I choose these 3 type of bacteria so that you can at least understand and can remember what pathogenic non-spore forming bacteria that you should know, okay? Instead of banyak-banyak nanti you akan lupa juga. Okay? Okay. So let's move on to pathogenic spore forming bacteria. Okay. Tadi non-spore forming bacteria, pathogenic. This time is pathogenic spore forming bacteria. So a big challenge for food industry to continue concern to produce safe food, reducing the number of foodborne illness for Bacillus and Colistidium species. So kalau kita tengok pathogenic spore forming bacteria, they have the sporulation and germination process and morphologies. Kita akan tengok morphology of the spore. Okay, we have here DNA. The bacteria will akan grow and then have the vegetative cycle and then dia jadi beneficent, dia dua Okay, and then they have the septum and then produce pre-spore and then ada endocytosis, afterwards akan lysis and then akan produce a sporulation and also akan back to the germination of the spore again and can akan divided balik. Okay, so do you understand the cycle? Boleh faham tak? Atau saya explain laju sangat?
Can you please explain again, Doctor? I'm not that clear.
Okay. So we have a cell here. It can grow into it can divide into binary fission. Okay. Akan jadi 2 sel. Kan? Bakteria kan? So and then it will when they want to sporulate the spora, it will divide into yang ni DNA dia lah. It will have a septum here. Septum ni pembahagi lah basically. And then it will have a pre-spore condition. Pre-spore condition. And then it will be asymmetrical division here. And then it will produce endocytosis for the outer layer of the spore. And then late phase of sporulation, you nampak tak sel ni akan lyse, pecah and then akan sporulation here. And then it will germinate again with the bacteria and then the cycle will continue. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. So this is the spore lah, basically structure of spore forming bacteria. So we have the outer spore coat here. We have the core, the cortex, the plus membrane, the inner spore coat and the exosporium. So yang ni boleh ingat lah all the structure of the spore forming bacteria. So contamination of bacterial spore to food, basically from soil lah, considered as a major habitat for spore forming bacteria. So Bacillus cereus and C. botulinum. Pernah dengar Bacillus cereus and C. botulinum? Colistidium botulinum. Pernah dengar tak?
No, doctor.
Okay, Colistidium botulinum usually associate with honey. Honey. Okay, that's why we are not allowed to give honey to kids under 1 year old. Okay, because of Colistidium botulinum. Okay, have been detected worldwide in soil sample with level of soil that reach 10 to the power of 5 and 10 to the power of 6 spore gram of soil. So ingested with fecal and other soil material to colonize the gut of animal and develop symbiotic relation with their host. So dia hidup symbiotically dalam gut. Okay. And then major cause of contamination in food is related to dispersion of spore of warm-blooded animal. So bila feces tu keluar, spore tu disperse. Okay. And then have noticed the presence of persistent Bacillus cereus spore due to their resistance to cleaning operation because many of them have strong adhering properties and ability to form biofilm. So dia ada biofilm, susah nak bersihkan. Have you guys ever see biofilm? Pernah nampak tak biofilm?
No, doctor.
Okay, so basically biofilm ni kalau sinky, basically sink, when you have a sink there, kalau you tak cuci betul-betul, they have a slime like on the surface of the sink. That is biofilm, biofilm. Dia macam ada macam air-air.
Lumut ke doktor?
Ya?
Macam lumut ataupun kotoran warna hitam.
Bukan lumut. It is macam slime. Dia macam slime. Dia macam slime, macam slimy gitu. Okay, so we move on to yeast and molds. Yeast. So basically yeast ni banyak berguna lah basically. The most important microorganism in food microbiology basically. We have Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Pernah dengar Saccharomyces cerevisiae? Siapa tahu Saccharomyces cerevisiae ni apa?
No.
Siapa pernah dengar
Baking yeast.
Pardon?
Baking yeast.
Baking yeast, yes, baking yeast. Okay, selalunya usually we use Saccharomyces cerevisiae dalam produce roti, roti. Dia dalam paket kita boleh beli, kita boleh guna. Nanti hari Rabu saya tunjuklah macam mana rupa bentuk yeast tu. Okay, and then we have ascomycete dengan basidiomycete kat sini, different type of yeast. So biotechnologically important yeast species kat sini. You not need to remember all. Ingat yang penting saja. Saccharomyces cerevisiae yang perlu ingat lah. So associated with bread production. Okay. And then we have here modern application of yeast. So kita boleh tengok banyak application of yeast in biotechnology. We have environmental biotechnology here. We use for bioremediation, pollutant degradation. We have traditional yeast fermentation to produce beer, wine, sake, soy sauce and other food fermentation. For example, kimchi. Siapa suka makan kimchi? Mesti ramai suka makan kimchi ni. Okay, and then we have food and feed ingredients, enzyme flavors, pigments, amino acid, organic acid, biofuel, for example ethanol, biodiesel, biobutanol, And we also have biocatalysis, product, pharmaceutical, chirochemical intermediates, and biotransformation, heterologous protein production, enzyme, hormone, vaccine, toxin, and also fundamental biological research, molecular and cellular biology, genomic, functional genomics, biomedical research, drug discovery, drug resistance and metabolism, and also biocontrol for crop production and food and feed safety, probiotics as well. So banyak kegunaan yeast, the most useful microorganism in biotechnology. Okay. So this is the principle of spoilage effect caused by yeast. Okay, beside dia berguna dalam food industry, it also can rosakkan makanan juga. Okay, so we have here, for example, fresh vegetables, the surface growth akan rosak because of the yeast, the discoloration, and also off flavors akan rosakkan, and also texture changes of the fresh vegetables, so maybe associated with yeast lah. And then what else we have? Butter, cream, discoloration of the butter and also off flavors of the butter. Kalau cheese pula ada discoloration, ada gas production and also off flavors of the cheese. So you guys can read through lah basically what happened to the food if the spoilage caused by yeast activity. Okay. Okay, molds. Pernah nampak molds tak? Ni mold molds. Selalu dia nampak macam fuzzy, cottony appearance, macam velvety juga. Macam cushion. Macam cushion sikit. So characterized by development of hyphae, a mass of branching intertwined filaments which result in the colony characteristic known as mycelium. So require less available moisture that required for most yeast and bacteria. And then the range of temperature is 25 degree to 30 degrees Celsius. And then it grow on the surface of food because they require free oxygen for growth. And then also play important role in ripening and some dry fermented products. Okay, and then most important molds in the industrial point of view is mucor. Mucor ni used for cheese ripening, food or Asian fermented food production. So this is several species of mucor lah I write here. And then Aspergillus molds. Aspergillus ni contohnya Aspergillus niger molds. Dia velvety, black velvety colour. So widespread, they are involved in spoilage of food and some are useful in food preparation of fermented food. Kalau you nampak makanan tu dah ada on the surface dah ada hitam-hitam macam velvety and then cottony appearance, it may be Aspergillus niger lah, and then it is dangerous to be eaten. Okay, rhizophers are involved in the spoilage of many food such as vegetables, berry and fruit. So I include several species here. Common one, you can read through lah basically. You can give me one example or two examples of rhizophers. Okay, viruses and parasite. So viruses kita tahu sekarang ni COVID-19 is one type of virus kan. So dalam makanan pun ada viruses juga. Can some of you give me example of virus associated with food? Tahu tak? Hello?
H1N1?
H1N1 not associated with food, but good. Ni. What else? Pernah dengar hepatitis A?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. This one type of viruses kan that infect hati HEPA, hati. Okay. So obligate parasite, viruses must continue to find new hosts. So dia kena ada host. to replicate. Consequently, multiplication will not occur in food. So dia tak memerlukan makanan untuk multiply. It just need the food act as vehicle. Bila kita makan, and then dia akan multiply dalam badan kita. Okay. So according to the type of illness that they produce, viruses can be classified into 3 groups. Okay, viruses that cause gastroenteritis, enterically transmitted hepatitis viruses, viruses that cause illness after they migrate to other organs such as central nervous system or the liver. Okay, so parasite. Parasite ni contoh apa? Budak-budak selalu kena ni.
Cacing pita.
Yes, cacing. Kecacingan. Okay, bila kita sebut cacing, daripada mana? From where the source?
Soil.
Yes, soil. Good.
Tanah.
Ya, tanah. So budak-budak selalu main tanah They play with the soil and then they not wash their hand and then eat. Pegang makanan and eat. Okay, that's why the parasite can be transmitted into the food and then into the body. Okay. So basically the problem happen in developing countries lah. So for example, undercooked consumption of undercooked fish, crab, mollusks, meat, raw aquatic plants, and then raw vegetables that contaminated with human or animal feces, and then it also depends on the type of the parasite, and then contoh kat sini helminthic ni, saya bagi contoh, Helminthic infection can cause abdominal pain, diarrhea, muscle pain, cough, skin lesion, malnutrition, weight loss. Sebab dia parasite, bila dia ada, dia symbiotic juga tetapi dia parasitic. Symbiotic parasitic. So dia masuk dalam badan, dia akan makan apa benda yang you guys makan. Okay. For example, cacing pita, they have the crook. Macam tanduk tu cangkuk. Bila you masuk makan dia cangkuk dekat dalam dia punya usus dan dia akan duduk situ dan membiak dan beranak kat situ. Bukan beranak lah basically, bertelur. And then they have the protozoa such as Cryptosporidium, Giardia intestinalis and Cyclospora cyatinensis, most commonly cause diarrhea and other gastrointestinal symptoms. Okay. So that's all notes lecture for today. Okay, I will see you on on Wednesday kan?
Yes, doctor.
I will see you on Wednesday. Do you have any questions so far regarding our lecture today? Yes, Adli, do you want to ask question?
Can you upload it on the e-learning, the lecture note?
Yes, I already upload in the e-learning the first note, the first lecture note. Okay, I will upload the second one after this.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, and please make sure that you scan the correct QR code. Okay, because some of you scan section 1, they scan section 2 punya QR code. I don't know how that happened, but please make sure that you scan the correct QR code in the e-learning. Nanti nama naik salah dekat punya ni table tu. Okay guys? Any other question?
No, doctor.
Okay, I will upload the notes, and also I will post the video in the YouTube and share with you the link so that you can repeat and hear whatever you want to hear afterwards. Okay. Okay, I will stop recording now.